to Lonzo Ball and his status?
Lonzo won't play. No, he'll be out. Yeah.
Are we still saying just cramps?
Well, yeah. I mean, it has soreness, so I mean, it's one of those deals where better to be cautious than to be sorry. So we'll sit him out again tonight.
You sticking with the same starting five? They certainly seem to have some good chemistry, and can't argue with the results in Charlotte.
Yeah, unless I want to get a run out of town today. Yeah, I am gonna. No, we'll go with that same lineup. I thought they did a good job. Had pretty good chemistry, and everything seemed to click pretty good. So we'll go with that unit again tonight.
Coach, second time around against Houston, what are some of the adjustments you're going to have to make, especially on the defensive end?
Well, I thought we played well there. I thought we did a really good job. You just got to understand who James Harden is. I mean, he's a professional scorer. I mean, that's exactly what he is. So I think what you have to do is keep him off the line. I thought we did a really good job of keeping him off the line the last time. So have to try to do that. Obviously, they're a great pick and roll team with he and Capella. They do a great job with that. We've got to defend that and do a little bit better job with that. But the thing I thought, if you go back and look at that game, we just have to make a couple of plays down the stretch that they did and we did.
Is Capella's offensive rebounding also a concern?
I think any offensive rebounding, we've struggled with that some. So we've got to do a good job in that area right there. And then you just can't afford to turn the ball over against these guys. Right now, we're averaging 20 turnovers a game, and that's way, way, way too many. Giving up the most points off our turnovers. So that puts an extra strain on your defense. So when you look at our defensive stats, they're not as badly as you think, because when you add in the fact that we're turning the ball over, they're scoring off our turnovers, that increases points in the paint, that increases field goal percentage, that increases fast break points. So all of those things are somewhat, our offense is somewhat responsible for part of that, and that's what we've got to take away.
Harden is getting up 14 threes a game. If somebody had told you 10 years ago that there would just be a guy getting up that many, what would you have thought?
I would have been amazed at that, since Larry Bird shot 14 in one season, I think, something like that. So, but it's a new game. It's a changing game. You see what the NBA is trending toward, and you got a bunch of the big guys that never shot threes all of a sudden shooting threes, and if you look at the analytics part of it, it makes sense. So if we're doing what's best for the team and best to points per possession, then obviously creating three-point shots is the way to go.
I know you guys been trying to get him healthy for a while, but do you think Derek is starting looking like his old self in that Charlotte game?
Well, he's starting to play. We know who he is. We just, I think he's trying to adjust to what we are. We're trying to figure out exactly what he is. But, he played really solid defensively. Thought he did a good job running the floor. I thought he did a good job of screening, which is exactly what we anticipated him doing.
Since Nikhil's making his presence known over there, where have you seen the biggest growth from him and from Jackson in these last couple of years?
Well, I think it's just the them being on the floor and the experience of playing and understanding playing, and he works on his ball handling all the time, as you can see, as you can hear, right? I mean, but I think he's just getting. And then Jackson, I just think he's still trying to get stronger. He's got to increase his core strength, obviously, but he has activity. He runs. He's capable of making some pretty spectacular plays, but the thing for him, I think, is that he's just got to get consistent in what he's doing, and he's got to get stronger, which he's a 19-year-old. That's going to come naturally because he works at it, and he'll continue to increase his core strength, and he'll be a stronger player altogether.
Going back to the number of threes that Harden puts up, I think he was 2 of 18 in the first time against you guys. Do you almost...
Don't say that. That's such bad luck. That's such bad luck. Don't say it. I'm not sure what he was. I didn't even look to see, but I thought we did a good job of being there to challenge it. That doesn't mean that he's not going to make them. I just think that he's probably the most difficult matchup in the league simply because he's a willing passer also. I think that's where people get lost in all of this. You know, the guy had a 60-point game and had almost double-digit assists, and so he is a willing passer. He finds guys for easy shots, but he is a professional scorer. I mean, to me, he's the most difficult matchup in the league.
So it's not a matter of see if he's hitting those threes. It's try and contest them the best you can. And
That's all you can do. I mean, you know, because if you're going to get too close, then you're going to end up putting them on the line anyway. So you just got to challenge them and do the best you can to stay, you know, in his eyesight or his sight line, and that's really defensively all you can do in those situations.
Is there anything in particular you think you guys have to focus on to kind of limit the turnovers? Is there something common throughout the game?
Yeah, you hit I mean, focus is the key word there. You know, I think we've got to do a better job of. We're trying to make too many great plays, and I think what we've got to do is that we've got to be content on making good, solid plays, because when we do that, we end up with good shots anyway. So, you know, I tell them that it's tough to win when you're giving up 32 points on your turnovers and you're giving extra, you know, 8-10 possessions to them, possessions that you don't have, that even if they're shooting 40%, you know, that's another 8 to 12 points that you've got to try to combat. And so we just got to get back to solid. This time last year we were averaging, you know, little like 14.2 turnovers a game. We're averaging 20 right now, so that's way too many. We haven't played against teams that have forced us into those turnovers. A lot of them are, you know, self-inflicted turnovers that we're not concentrating on. So we've got to make sure that we get back to making simple plays and getting shots at the basket. All right, thanks.
Thank you.
thank you.